What's going on, everybody? My name is Ray Rawlins, and I'm joined by my right hand motherfucking man from the Bahamas, Mr. Alex Payne. And today we are checking out some new episodes of SpongeBob, the My Leg, and the Ink Lemonade. And we're going to be talking about those bad boys today. So, I've been a big fan of SpongeBob since I had to be like maybe 8, 9 years old. And Alex, man, he's been a fan of SpongeBob ever since it first started. And a lot of people say that SpongeBob has kind of been missing some of its like key factors that made SpongeBob what SpongeBob really was
Well,
back when
actually,
it started.
I think it's missing. Well, it used to miss a lot. Like friggin', I would say like season six and I would say from season 6 to 10, there was a fucking lot of really disturbing and bad episodes in there.
Yeah, I guess I could agree. But I watched a couple episodes from season 2 and I watched this new one today. And even the newest one where they went to go work on SpongeBob and Patrick worked on Farmer Jenkins' farm. And I'm like, man, the episodes that we're gonna talk about, the Ink Lemonade and the My Leg, I
Hmm.
don't know. It felt like it was like an old callback to how SpongeBob used to be. It had like, especially the storytelling wise and the joke telling and whatnot, it
Yeah.
felt like how SpongeBob is supposed to be. Like it just didn't, it wasn't as odd as the whole Farmer Jenkins episode that I watched yesterday.
Yeah, that's the thing, cause like from watching like older episodes of SpongeBob recently, I realized that like back then, I mean, yeah, obviously it had that element of unrealisticness to it, but for the most part, it seemed like it had a more realistic base story and with exaggerations added onto it. Like Suds, for example. Yeah, there's exaggerations
Right.
on how he did it and all the shit, but like at the end of the day, it's just an episode about somebody being sick.
Exactly. But you know what? Let's get on to these episodes. Now, My Leg. It's everybody knows who this guy is. He's the guy whenever something big goes down where involving a lot of people get hurt, he's in the background saying, "My leg, my leg." And
My
he's freaking, it sounds like
leg.
he's crying. But and see, that's the first thing I didn't like about it, because he doesn't like when those little background sound effects happen, he doesn't scream "My leg." He goes "My leg" like he's crying.
My
That's the first
leg.
thing I didn't like about it. And honestly, that's the only thing I didn't like about it. I mean,
Actually, I could
story
agree
wise,
with
it
you
was
on that.
hilarious. Yes,
Cause like
yes.
it didn't sound like the same guy to me in a way. Like it
It
sounded like it
didn't.
did, but it's not like
No,
I,
no, no. It sounded like the same guy.
just
He just wasn't saying it the right way as he should.
yeah. 'Cause, I mean, yeah, there were moments where he would say it like that, holler it like that. But for the most part, it was like
I can't
my
remember any though.
leg. I think
I can't
it
remember any.
was like one or two, but it wasn't. Honestly, I would say the only one that it really sounded similar, I guess, was the very very first one when Mrs. Puff crashes into the building and the freaking lighthouse drops on his leg, and he's like my leg. Like that's the first. That's the only one where I say it sounds kind of like how it used to, even though it
Right.
isn't slow. But it just like when I first heard it, I was like, yeah, oh, that's that guy. But then everyone after
Yep.
that, it just sounded kind of, I don't want to say forced, but different.
Right. But and see, that's the thing. That's the only thing I didn't like about it. Everybody knows who the My Leg guy is, and you were telling me about it today. I was like, "Oh snap! They did a story on that guy." Let's give a little rundown of what happened.
Hmm.
So basically, we start off with the whole. He's at the doctor's office. Doctor's showing him clips how he broke his leg and whatnot, and doctor gives him an ultimatum. He's like, "Yo, man, if you break your leg again, you're gonna get a robotic leg," and obviously he doesn't want that. Which honestly, it reminds me a lot with the SpongeBob breaking his butt
Yeah,
when they had the mountain race or whatever, and
yeah.
he would get the iron butt and whatnot. I was like, oh, cool. That reminds me exactly of that.
That's the funny thing
But
because like, I mean, for those who don't really like know too much, it's like okay, from from season 5 to season 11, well, from season 5 to season 10, I should say, it was like all new writers and shit, and from 11 on, it's based. They went back to a lot of the same writers and producers that was there
I
doing
didn't
the
know
show from
that.
the beginning. Yeah,
I did not know that.
and a lot of people are saying that like they're trying to find their bearings again, and they're doing a lot of stuff that's similar to what they used to do. So it's funny you mentioned that because that is true when you really think about it like that. Because I mean, a lot of episodes are similar to other ones in a way,
Hmm.
or if you really think about it, are rehashes of older ones.
Right.
So that is a because I didn't even realize that. That's a good point. That is basically the same, except
It's definitely a heck of a lot different
yeah, it's a
because
lot different, but it's
SpongeBob,
the same core, I guess.
right? So he goes outside the hospital. He sees SpongeBob there, and we find out that SpongeBob was the cause of him getting his leg broke. So SpongeBob goes through all these different type of lengths to protect him. And one of my favorite moments that I think was freaking hilarious because he basically recruited Patrick with him to help him with this. And they're walking with him as like police officers or security guards
Yeah,
basically,
security.
and they see the little girl trying to sell some cookies, and SpongeBob basically took her as a threat. So Patrick grabs the cookie. He's like, "I got the weapon," and she bites this dude, and she starts freaking boom, 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 starts slamming him all over the place. And then, I just love how she got pissed. She's like, "Ah, ah," like she was about to go Super Saiyan on that man, and she got her cookies back, and she ran off, and,
She's
and the
like, fuck y'all
ambulance
niggas.
the ambulance came, and they freaking just straight up tossed Patrick up in there, just boom, and just drove off. And that's where we find out the leg dude's like, "Yo, I miss going to the hospital because I got a crush on the nurse." And SpongeBob like, "Okay, we're gonna find a way to break your leg and get you back into the hospital." So, long story short, they try to break this dude's leg again.
His
And
name is Fred.
Fred, I keep calling him this dude, Fred. I'm calling him my leg guy. That's what I know him at. My leg. That's what I know him at. I'm glad they did that episode though. You don't have no idea. But so yeah, long story short, his leg does end up getting broken along with SpongeBob's, Patrick's, and two prisoners and whatnot.
Actually, no, his upper torso and stuff get broken.
Oh yeah. Upper torso.
Yeah, like his
But
torso and head and stuff.
but the big payoff is he gets back into the hospital and he's like, "Yeah, my darling nurse is gonna come see me. It's about time." Then what do you call her? Nurse Bazooka? Then all you
Yeah.
hear, Nurse Bazooka. All you hear is boom, boom, boom. Like there's a freaking house coming, yo. And SpongeBob's like, "Nurse Bazooka." And then all you see is this shadow just overtaking SpongeBob. I'm like, "Oh no!" Because as soon as I heard, listen, I knew off bat. As soon as he said he was gonna go see a nurse or whatever that, he had a crush on, I just had this feeling. I'm like, "Oh, I know it's gonna be some big bitch. I know it. She's gonna be ugly as hell."
And Patrick
So,
and them were
so
scared as fuck too.
yo, the person's like, and she's like, "SpongeBob time," and Patrick's like, "No, I don't want it, and they freaking pick Patrick. He was manhandling Patrick. I ain't even calling her a she, that was a he, man. SpongeBob time, and it was manhandling Patrick. I was like, "Oh man, come on, why you gotta do my starfish like that, boy? Patrick the goat, man. Patrick the homie. Why you gonna do that to Patrick, B? On the real."
That
But
shit was hilarious though.
But another cool thing is they broke out in a song, which, I mean, granted, I haven't watched the newest SpongeBob's, but man, it just felt like such an old throwback thing to do was to break out into a love song. And, they basically end up together and whatnot and all that good stuff. He ends up getting his leg broken again, I believe. So,
Yeah, she breaks it.
she's a beast. I swear to God. But overall, honestly, I'm not good with ratings and I don't like giving out ratings and whatnot, but I'll give this a 7 out of 10 because I did enjoy the episode. I'm not even gonna lie. And especially seeing some new SpongeBob. And I like the fact, like I said, they gave some background to who the My Leg guy is, why he's always getting his leg broken. He wants to be in the hospital to see the nurse.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool. What do you think though? What is your favorite moment out of that whole episode?
Well, let me start with what I would say the main thing I didn't like. The main thing I didn't like about this episode, kind of like with you, is like how he said my leg. But my main thing that I didn't like is how everyone else said my leg all the time and said it like in an exaggerated way. Like it sounds cool when he says it, and even I would say even he kind of like some of the times when he said wasn't that great. But like I would say the worst sounding one was when the doctor said it. That was the friggin' worst sounding one. I just sounded so friggin' weird.
Yeah, like for everyone else, it just felt like overdone and out of character. But
Yeah.
for that's his thing. That's his calling card, man. It's like hearing somebody say a phrase like me trying to do DJ Academics or Diamonds Live's intro, man. Yo, what's up, man? We gotta talk about this. Let's talk about it, gang, gang. Like that's not gonna sound right. To me. That's not my calling card. That's their calling card. Like my leg or my leg. That's his calling. Yo, only SpongeBob OGs know that mess, yo. No people who's just started watching, they don't. Come on, my leg.
But
20-year-old people watching this shit, man.
Other than that, I really liked the episode. I thought it was really funny.
I did too.
I think my favorite one of when he broke his leg was when he was fishing and then he caught his leg. I don't even know how the fuck that's possible, but it's hilarious.
Hey, that's his thing, man. This dude will freaking be making pork chops in the kitchen and break his leg somehow. I don't know how you do that, but he'll freaking break it somehow, man. He'll freaking break it doing sit-ups. Shit.
I found it hilarious that his name was Fred, though.
That's, it's just a generic thing they did for him. We're just going to give this dude Fred. I thought, if anything, it was going to be Frank, but Fred,
Ooh,
So,
but I give the episode, I think I'll give it a 6.5, honestly.
I say 7. I mean, 7 does it more justice, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, I mean 6.5
yeah.
is good. That's a D when you really think about it in like high school. That's like a 65%. I'll give us, I say 7 to 7.5. Because like I said, I really enjoyed it. But then I'm a freaking SpongeBob goof, so.
I enjoyed it, but I wouldn't say like I overly enjoyed it. I think the episode was good, but in my opinion, I don't know. I enjoyed it, but I wasn't like a huge fan of it. Like if I never watched it again, I wouldn't be disappointed.
I think maybe because I like the My Leg guy, and I always wondered like what was his story. Like I was like, who is this dude? I keep hearing him when something big goes down. My leg. Like I feel bad for that guy. How many legs does he got that keep getting broken? He reminds me of freaking Rey Mysterio, man, with how many freaking leg surgeries he's got to have, bro. Broke his leg like freaking 26 times already. Shit. Feel bad for that dude. Freaking hook him up on a hook and make some tilapia out of his ass or something.
Tilapia is nasty.
It's all right. I like swai better. Let's get on to Black Lemonade, though. Or Ink Lemonade. So give them a rundown of it, good brother.
Well, so Patrick is trying to sell lemonade. And, obviously because it's Patrick, he, isn't really the smartest guy, so he doesn't know how to make the lemonade. So, Squidward comes out there, and Squidward being Squidward, he starts calling him a moron and dissing him and all that other shit. So he gives him a sour lemon, and then Patrick uses the lemon and friggin' pulls a Band-Aid from under his arm, which, by the way, was absolutely disgusting. And then friggin'
I love Patrick, but come on, Patrick, man. You can't be doing that shit, B. Come on, man.
Yeah, and then he sells the lemonade to someone and they drink it and the friggin'... Well, you know what? Let's get into moments afterwards. Basically, the premise of this episode is Patrick is trying to sell lemonade. And eventually Squidward gets scared by SpongeBob and he squirts ink into the lemonade bowl. And then people start to enjoy the black lemonade as they label it from there on out. So basically, Patrick goes out of his way to constantly scare Squidward into making more ink. So that's the premise of the episode. Now, on the real, I mean, a lot of people think this is a really bad episode. Not a horrendous episode. Like, it's not up there.
I think it's hilarious. I loved it. I'm not even lying to you. I thought that shit... I'm not even going to lie to you. Just the way Patrick was scaring him, I'm like, yo, this is freaking torture. Why are they allowing this? Why is this being shown on the kids' network, yo? Just like Mr. Krabs and was trying to scare Plankton with the whales with Pearl. Like, this is torture. This is torture. Why are they showing this? But in the same token, like I said, because I'm a fan of the series, I think that shit is hilarious. I'm not even lying to you, yo. I love it. I loved it.
That's what I was gonna say. Like, it's definitely a really fucked up episode in context, And like, cause especially how, cause you know, in a lot of episodes when people get hurt or some scary shit happen, the next scene they alright. But Squidward was a friggin' tortured mess. I mean, there was a point where he was on the thing, literally crying. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it.
That's
So
when
like
he's Patrick. Yo. I can't remember how Patrick scared him the first time,
he
but I
pulled
tell you, I
he pulled his skin down and was showing all his organs
oh
and shit.
yeah, yeah, yo, he's like, yeah, can I get some squid squeezy? Oh my, yo, he called it squid squeezy, bro. He called it squid squeezy. That was hilarious to me. And the second time he had came back, he was like, here, kitty, 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 and had this big, gigantic. Oh my god, where did he get that thing, yo? And then went into Squidward's house, and he got scared as hell.
I don't know. Like, I would say that scene was probably the most like fucked up in a way because of how it was going down. Like how you were chasing him down and you just kept hearing Squidward holler for his life and shit.
That is not right. Why, Nickelodeon? It just don't make sense. But I love it, though. I do love it. And I like that part. He's like, can I get some squid squeezy? That shit is hilarious. I love it though.
I thought the Exorcist baby Patrick was hilarious.
Oh yeah. Just those first two are the memorable moments out of there for me. And the coolest thing though is, and maybe it's just me, I watched a lot of SpongeBob, but only time that we ever seen Squidward make ink was when he was that giant Squidward, and I forgot exactly what they did to scare him. But they were like, ew, he inked. I'm like, yo, that's the first time we actually seen Squidward make ink. At least I think,
Yeah, and I think it's cool that they like showing off like characteristics of the animals, I guess you could say.
Yes, exactly. It's funny. I had some fried calamari a couple weeks ago, and I was like, man, I'm eating Squidward, yo. I will never look at Squidward the same again. But yeah, that's the main thing I like, though. They're actually like characteristic animals, like you said, because we only saw Squidward ink one time, and that was a freaking good minute ago. And when Sandy had that growth serum, I think it was. So
yeah, and the thing is, like in this episode, like when you really think about it, Patrick was friggin' smart as fuck when you really think about it, because like he had to figure out what exactly would scare Squidward, and I would like, because like when he scared him with the Krusty Krab, showing that that's some intricate thinking when you really think about it, especially to think by itself, like how, because he would have to anticipate and think of that Squidward would be terrified of the fact of him working at a dead-end job at that age.
Patrick, and we had a discussion about this, like Patrick, he had like dumb moments in the beginning, as you said, but lately they've been writing him as like to be a really idiotic character. And like I told you, I was watching earlier SpongeBob's early on today, season 2 and whatnot, and it really showed. I watched I'm with Stupid. I'm like, yo, Patrick really is a smart character, but he did have dumb moments. That is definitely a conversation from another time. Yeah, we can probably do a whole podcast on Patrick, man. But you are right. He is a freaking. And you know what? Now I think about it, I don't even know if they even mentioned that Squidward was afraid of spiders in like an earlier episode, but for some reason that is sticking to me. Like he had arachnophobia.
I don't think
and it was
they
mentioned
ever
earlier on. And I really want to say they did, but it just feels familiar to me for his character. I don't know if that's something Patrick had remembered and they wrote that in there, like, oh yeah, because Patrick, he said this earlier on. Maybe Patrick remembered it, but that's too much intricate thinking even for me. But the episode just ended basically with Squidward basically exposing where the black lemonade came from. And he
and everyone was throwing up in his house.
Yo, he was like, hold on, wait, I need some recovery time. Dude said, I want my black dude picked him up by the neck and just made him made him shoot all in his face.
Hey, think about it, right? I just realized. Think about that joke. I need some recovery time. Who does normally say that?
I need some recovery time. I don't know.
A guy after they just fuck and they want to go for a second round.
I thought there's definitely a lot of freaking sexual innuendo here in this episode because like the way Patrick's trying to force him to give them ink and whatnot, I'm like, oh my god. Because listen, you explained to me that SpongeBob, and I never really thought about this. I looked at everything on the surface of what it was, but I never delved that deep to say, oh man, there's so many sexual innuendos here. This is not in a way a kid's show. But definitely with this episode, man, it's just freaking like about freaking torture, freaking rape. I don't get it's freaking hilarious. Though. He was like, "Can I get some squid squeezy?" I'm like, "Oh, come on, bro."
And then his heart started beating and shit.
Oh my god!
But I think that ending when they had him eat the spider eggs and all the spiders started crawling out his mouth. That was nasty as shit.
Oh, yo, they gave this dude a cookie, and he basically bit into it. He's like, what's in it? What you make it with? Spider egg. This dude, spiders started flying out his mouth. I'm like, holy crap, man. Well, if anything else didn't give the kids nightmares in this episode in the beginning, that sure would. And a little fun fact for any freaking kid watching right now, you swallow 8 spiders in your sleep, and that's true. So, but I say I got to give this episode. I hit it on the same level with the leg one, 7 to 7.5.
You know, it's funny because like a lot of other hardcore SpongeBob fans would say that's blasphemous.
Well, I mean, I look at it this way. It wasn't a bad episode. I definitely enjoyed it because I thought it was hilarious. And, they gave Patrick a shining moment. Maybe that's a little bit of bias for me, but I did enjoy it, legit. Just the way I talked about it here. You can tell I enjoyed it.
I thought it definitely had a dark element to it. And I honestly, I wouldn't say it was as funny as my leg was.
No, it definitely... Well, no, it's not.
So I think I would give it a nice. I think I would give it a 5, right in the middle. It wasn't horrible, but it wasn't great. It had some really dark and weird moments in there. But yeah, it's definitely like it's what they call in the SpongeBob community a Squidward torture porn.
Oh, well, you know a lot more about that than I do. I tell you that. I do love SpongeBob. I will say it this because I see my leg better. I'll give it a 6.5. How about that? 6.5 out of 10. I don't want to, I think 5 is kind of low. And, 6.5 I think does it justice. It hits it right in the soft spot right there in the middle. Makes it ink a little bit, No,
you need that recovery time.
That's right. Pastor, give me some of them spider cookies. Hell yeah. But you know what, guys? We're going to wrap it up here. That's pretty much it for this episode. Thank you, Alex Payne, for helping me out with this. And we will definitely do some more SpongeBob episode reviews a little bit later on. So with all that being said, peace out.
Bye.